Well, hello there, guys. Welcome to another exciting battle here in Graviteam Tactics, Mius Front, or Mius Front. I think it's Mius Front, actually. Guys, we are defending in Croatia. We're actually playing as the Red Army and defending against what looks to be a pretty major attack by the Germans and the Croatian Legion. So I'm actually going to be putting some of our guys over here. Some of our guys are dug into town. I'm actually going to go ahead and put them right here. I expect the enemy to be approaching from Odinsov. I also have a few mortar units over here that are going to be very, very helpful. A lot of these guys are already dug in. So we're basically just waiting for a massive German attack in this area. I want to go ahead and get nice and close so you guys can see the terrain we're using over here, the terrain we're dealing with, basically. And as you can see, there is a lot of very, very nice areas for our men to basically dig in, go ahead and set their trenches up and prepare for a German assault. I'm hoping that these mortars are going to come in very, very handy. As you can see, Mezelman, a lot of different guys here that can probably put up a good fight, and we're trying to hold the actual town of Odinsov. So I'm actually going to be taking guys like Norniev, these guys right here, and we're going to move them over here a little bit closer into the woods. And of course, like all our Graviteam Tactics battles, guys, we will get back when the action begins. So I hope you guys will stick around, and here we go. All right, guys, so some pretty nice shots right off the bat. Of course, action is still moving. We're going to go ahead and take a look over here. I love seeing those mortars blowing up all around the Germans. We've managed to start striking them. They are at a major distance from this area, and I definitely want to get some good kills here. Let's go ahead and take a look. A few Germans are already down. If you take a look over here, you can actually see the bodies of some Croatians and Germans absolutely destroyed. They've got some very good camouflage, too, for this actual area of the front, I have to admit. Come on, boys. And we've also sent, guys, another group of men over here towards the enemy. We've taken some of our men, not many, but a few of our men we've taken out of the trenches, and we're doing a counterattack on the crossroads. And I'm doing this primarily to show the Germans that we are not afraid of a counterattack. Of course, they're on the offensive, and it's a major offensive into Croatia. But we want to show them that we absolutely can still hold our own. The distance here of battle looks like about 2,000 meters. So this is a great distance, of course, to actually contact the enemy, to actually make contact. It's going to take them a while, it looks like, to get over here to Odinsov. And they've got a lot of land to cross. So let's just take a look here. It looks like we managed to pin down these guys. These Germans are terrified of the consistent mortar fire. Look at that, one down. He could just be knocked out because I still see his little button, which the little yellow mark essentially means he could just be wounded, and he's actually left behind a blood trail. He's got a lot of shrapnel in him. He's terrified, but he is still effective. And here we go. We're under fire. All right, so the enemy actually sees us moving over here on the west, and they are dropping artillery big time on us, guys. There we go. There's another artillery strike. You can actually see Norniev and his men are really trying to get the hell out of here. Let's take a look. All right, no one down as far as I can see. Maybe one. Yes, we did lose one man right there. And that was actually, I believe, the commander of that group. No, it wasn't, but it's a guy that got hit in the face with shrapnel. He's not going to survive, obviously. You can see that. He is totally finished. Battle continues, though, and we must bring home a victory. So there we go. We're still firing away with mortars. More enemy contact. And this one is still coming from back here, of course. This area over here. We'll keep on dropping those rounds on the enemy until we've obliterated them. More enemy contact. Alright, so a few of them have broken the tree line over here. And one of the best things about this particular battle is just the fact that they have to cover so much ground to get to us. And we could just keep lobbing over mortars, etc. But I do want to try and do that counterattack to take the crossroads. We might have actually, or maybe we should have sent some more men out there. In fact, I'm starting to think maybe even sending Garapov or some of these other guys is not a bad idea. But of course, that means getting them to leave their foxholes. And I'm not sure that's in our best interest. What we will do is start targeting the enemy with these guns. I believe these are anti-tank guns. I'm not sure they're capable of artillery operations, but we'll soon see. It does look like these guys are trying to scope out a target. We could actually see the commander here trying to scope out the enemy target off there in the distance. I think it's pretty unlikely with this caliber that we're going to be able to hit them. Well, do see them positioning a bit. Come on, commissar. Consistent fire over there on the right side. We seem to be holding that area pretty well, and it looks like our guys are popping a flare. Not sure what a red flare means. Could be a call for SOS. Could just be a warning sign. Could even be a sort of a lure to get the enemies to get closer. Our mortars are, of course, firing away at that position. They're doing a lot of work, these guys. Avilov and his friends. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. Enemy's not dead yet. Load. Fire. Load, fire. I like that we've got a guy with a PPSH in this mortar crew, so in case the enemy gets too close, we're going to be able to pretty much hold them off, at least temporarily. Incredible shots there by our guys. They're doing great work with the mortars. Let's take a look at our counterattack group, our group of counterattackers here that hopefully are going to put up a pretty good fight against the enemy. And actually, this area right here, sort of like a dried up riverbed of sorts is what it looks like to me, would be a great place to hold off against the enemy troops. But we are going to get out in the open with some of our men and see what we can do. See if we can do some damage over here to the advancing enemy infantry units. Or maybe at least hold them in place. Sort of like you would hold down a poisonous snake to sort of strike from above with our mortars. So that area on the right, I think, is pretty well defended. I don't see the enemy breaking through there, honestly. There's definitely still some enemies there, of course, but they're pretty much under fire consistently, and I don't see them making any moves. You can see one of them over here is just covering his head. He doesn't want anything to do with this, and that shrapnel is deadly. What up, boys? Boom! More fire. Keep it up. There's a nice shot right there where we saw the other guy cowering. And yes, we got a German on fire, or a Croatian. We don't know. We got one of them on fire, and he is down. Incredible shot by our guys. So I guess this could be some white phosphorus. I didn't know that the Russians had Willie Pete, some sort of white phosphorus mortar here. It's definitely not just a regular fragmentation mortar. And what I'm really looking forward to is for us to start a gunfight with the Germans over here. So you can see we're already dropping some mortars over there in that location. Alright, we've definitely got a lot of Germans crossing over here, trying to make it to town. I love that they have so much land to cross before they get here. And during that time, gives us a perfect opportunity to select some targets. I'm actually going to put Akshosov right here. I'm going to stop him, because since he's got a mortar, he's going to be able to go ahead and fire at these guys. I think he's close enough to get some shots off. So we're going to go ahead and have him fire at the enemy's right flank, more or less. Or their left flank, actually. Our right, their left. And actually, I think you could stop here, Akshasov. Set up the damn mortar. It does take a while to set up a mortar. It's not just an easy process. You know, it takes a little while. But we're already bombarding that area with our other mortars extremely well. I think the only thing we're going to need after this battle, if we manage to win, is going to be some serious ammunition resupply. Because right now, of course, we are lobbing everything out of this town. You can see still some Germans moving up here. They have to cross this entire field. Look at that, guys. They have to cross this entire field. And then, of course, they've got to contend with our men in those defensive positions in the forest. I think that we're in a good position here. There we go. Nice. Getting closer and closer. And the closer they get, the deadlier it gets for them. This is almost like a World War I battle where just no man's land is massive. And to get over here, it's going to take them a very long time. All right, more enemy contact. Ah, there we go. We've got some guys at the crossroads. I should have guessed that they wouldn't have left that area undefended. And I think that these guys right here may be very close to engaging the enemy right here. So we're actually going to send our counterattack group to engage. There's a lot of German commanders over there too, so we can get some kills on enemy officers. That's going to be perfect, of course. Looks like our men are definitely being more cautious. You remember when we first started moving them out, they were kind of just walking slowly. Now they're taking their time. Now they see that those Germans are out there. I'd love this guy to start firing that PPSH. But I think he's trying to find a better range. As you can see, from his point of view, all he sees is a bunch of grass, basically. So there we go. Nice shot. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. Enemy's throwing some smoke down. Alright, not too concerned about him. It would be perfect if we had like one armored car. Just one armored car in this battle would get us so many kills on the enemy. Not to say we're not going to get kills anyway, but one armored car would make a massive, massive difference. And there we go. The enemy has spotted us for sure. They're firing on us with some MG42s. Come on, Ashkaskov. We need your skill with the mortar. Alright, our boys are taking some hits for sure. Keep up that mortar fire, men. Boom. Boom. Yes, keep it up. Keep it up. Got more than a few Germans here that are going to go down pretty soon. I would not want to be in their position at all. One of them is dead right there. It's a Feierschutz! So there are Croatians here, but looks like mostly Germans. We still got that massive group of men defending the town, but I was going to try to take the crossroads. This could be a bit of a suicide mission. I just want our men firing back. It's great that they're using the mortars, but it would be good if these men started shooting with their rifles, because they are pinned pretty badly here. And those machine guns are not helping. Alright, let's see if we can... There we go. Keep it up, boys. Keep up the fire. We can see that these guys are still firing. I want to make sure that they're firing at the right location, focusing entirely on the enemy's right flank. There we go. Zbabaginov is firing back. That's good. That's what I want to see. Look at that PPSH action. Keep it up, boys. For Mother Russia. And this guy's so desperate, he's firing an anti-tank rifle at the enemy. And believe me, anti-tank rifle or not, if that thing hits a human body, it's not going to end up well for the enemy. And you can see, look at all these German officers, guys. This is a huge group of German officers. It's almost like a division of German officers. So we absolutely want to get some hits on these guys. We've got to get some kills on them. This is going to hurt their advance big time. Let's keep on firing. Looks like Stavitsky is already firing back. Where's our mortarman? And that's Achkasov. I hope you're firing, Achkasov. Let's see if he's deployed the mortar. It looks like, unfortunately, one of the guys on Achkasov's unit, you can see, got a headshot. They are, however, firing with a PPSH, so this doubles as not just a mortar crew, but also a machine gun crew. In fact, it could just be a machine gun crew. This symbol that looks like sort of a mortar can actually mean both, which I do find a little confusing. Here we go, getting up to the front. Come on, boys. Do not let them pass. Look at all that incoming fire. Our boys are definitely under heavy fire right now. So let me just get that officer. There we go. We got some return fire. Got some definite return fire. And I'm actually going to send in some reinforcements, believe it or not. Just a few guys that don't actually have trenches. They've got shell holes, which I guess could be trenches in a way. But I want to move them over there. See if we can't get a little closer. Does look like, unfortunately, Ivanensko, the commander, was killed, overwhelmed, really, by the German fire. We never expected this to be easy. There we go. A German is, like, feet away from us, really. There we go. Nice! Look at that. Look at that, guys. That's almost certainly mortar fire. So maybe those guns did have mortar rounds in them. Excuse me, not mortar fire, artillery fire. Maybe those guns did have artillery rounds in them after all. They're still firing away. See some dead Germans right there. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. This guy's pretty badass. He's standing right on top of a flame. Keep it up, boys. Boom! Man. A lot of these Germans are getting quite lucky, avoiding a lot of heavy hits from the mortars and artillery. Bring it in, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Bring in the pain. Actually, one of those guys just got pulverized. We lost another commander, guys, but I hope that we're taking out a number of enemy commanders here with these explosions. And actually, we're getting so close to the front that some of these explosions may be actually hitting our own men. So I'm going to stop with Zhabinkov. I'm just going to stop right there. I'm not going to move up anymore. And with Achkasov, of course, we're just going to keep on firing with that machine gun downrange. But eventually, these guys are going to get close enough to engage us. Boom! Nothing left of him. Look at that. Unbelievable shooting. And actually, I think this might be our own guy, believe it or not. He has what looks to be an anti-tank gun, a Russian anti-tank gun. Keep on firing, man. And there we go. Looks like our responding infantry, these are the guys, of course, we sent out, are managing to get some pretty decent shots. And I actually want to put them over here in this position, sort of the swampy canal area. I think that's the best spot for them. We've got some more Germans behind them. These guys never stop coming, guys. This is unbelievable. We bombed the hell out of them. We still continue to, but they are pretty tough. The Croatian Legion and the Germans assisting them definitely have a stomach to fight, without a doubt. All right, let's move these guys up a little closer as well. I want to get them near the woods, just so that we get some better return fire here on the enemy. We're firing at them from multiple locations. I'll actually keep Shinnerstein here. You can see that massive amount of enemy fire, but we're returning fire. Keep it up, boys. Got to get into cover. It looks like the enemy's got a decent amount of artillery as well, and mortars. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. Don't spare any ammunition. Use it all up. Deutsche. Boom. They're trying to break the line, of course, to town. Still got plenty of men here, though. Not just men on the left that we're using for the attack, for the counterattack, I should say. But we've also got a lot of men in town that are still waiting for the Germans to arrive. I am amazed, though, that they've managed to get this far, considering how far they had to move, number one. And under that much fire, these guys are brave. I have to give it to them. They're definitely brave. Although, hopefully, not successful. Nice. What I'm going to do, I'm not sure this is going to really do any good because the distance here, like I said, it's about almost 2 kilometers, honestly, from these guys back here. But I'm going to grab everybody here, and I'm just going to make sure that they're all aiming at this area here. So basically, hopefully everybody that can is providing some assistance in firing here at this location. Just dropping the ball on any enemy troops. All right, good. Looks like most of our men have actually reached that tree line that I was trying to get to. And I think from here they should be able to fire very effectively without really getting shot at in return, because these trees are going to keep us pretty well covered. And as you can see, look at that. In fact, it looks like our mortars, they could be out of ammo. They have fired so many rounds. I would not be surprised at all if this mortar team has no ammo left, if they need some ammunition brought to them. But we can't do that this battle, of course. This battle is this battle, and we don't have any supply trucks, at least in the vicinity. But we're getting some pretty good shots now downrange. The closer they get, obviously, the better shots we get. You could just see, it looks like some snipers working out on the enemy lines, trying to hit as many of them as possible. But once they get into this riverbed, this dry riverbed, that's a concern. It's a very nice area to hide. I kind of wanted to put some men there, but I decided against it. I'm thinking now that probably would have been a very good idea. All right, they are definitely breaking that tree line. Come on, boys. Norniev, fire! He's got his Musin. Oh, nice shot. See those rounds going down range from this unit. There we go, still firing at the Mosin. I wish they had some more effective machine guns instead of just rifles, but some of our units do have machine guns. You could actually see the tracer rounds. Of course, more is always better. There we go. Look at that downhill fire from our men. That's what we need. Let's see if we got any lucky hits. Oh, yes, we did. Look at that group of Germans. They're totally cowering. It looks like one of them was taken out. It's a machine gun group. German machine gun group. We killed, actually, a few of them. One of them over here behind the machine gun is pretty badly damaged. The other two over here, loaders, maybe just defenders, are definitely dead or wounded. We're going to keep up the fight, guys. This may be one of the longer Graviteam Tactics Mius front fights I've had. And when you've got infantry combat like this, it's not too surprising. It looks like Sinnerstein is firing at the advancing men from this building. I love this. You can see those German officer corps, a few officers there in that group. Anybody with a little flag over them is, of course, an enemy officer. So let's go ahead and see if maybe we can bring some units to help Sinnerstein, not Medvedev. Let's move Karpov a little closer over here. I'm going to put him in this building. And I'm almost certain at this point that our mortars are out of ammo, or else there would be a lot more incoming fire, or outgoing fire, I should say. Wouldn't it be cool if we had an armored car? I think all we have are trucks, though, unfortunately. Somebody figure out how to make a technical, damn it. Put a machine gun on that truck. Alright, actually I'm thinking of now putting Karpov in these woods, believe it or not. Not the building. Although then again, the building's probably better. Look at that, guys. I wish we had some IL-2s right now. Of course, this particular battle that we're playing right now, we're not doing a full campaign, we're just doing a battle, is actually held on the Croatian front. So we don't have actually much air support. As far as I know, playing as the Russians on this front, I haven't really ever received any sort of air support that I can remember. So it's going to be interesting to see sort of what we can do about this problem. Obviously, we've killed a lot of the enemy just with our mortar fire, but there is still a lot of enemies left. There are still a lot of enemies left, as I should say. You can see over here. We're not exactly thrilled to be moving forward, but such is the life of a German soldier. All right, Sinderstein, keep getting some good shots. Karpov is in the building. I want him firing over here. I hope he can hit this area because the enemy is getting dangerously close to Odinsov. So I'm actually going to take some of these guys out of their trenches, despite being mortarmen, and we're going to go ahead and move forward and engage. Don't forget our mortarmen do have machine guns. Some of them do. They've got rifles. Some of them, we saw one with a PPSH earlier. So they absolutely are combat ready, but they're not really made for counterattacks or anything like that, let's be honest. We're not giving up, though. At this point, there's no point in giving up. All right. A lot more enemies. Come on, Zhirov. Aim at the enemies. This way. Holy crap, that was a really close shot. Let's see why Zhirov is a little terrified. There we go. Nice shots by Sinderstein. I think as they're crossing this open kind of field, this is the best opportunity to get some shots on them. Come on, boys. Don't be shy. Look at that. Unbelievable. All right, moving forward with these men, of course. And we're only doing this to hold the area under any circumstances. You can see our men are already firing their Mosins, so we've already got some gunfire going on. I can't wait to see the casualty count of this battle because I'm hoping, that the enemy are going to have a lot of wounded on their side. I think it's going to be mostly wounded because a lot of times with the mortars, it's not necessarily a kill, except for like those few mortar hits where the guy actually got a direct hit. A lot of the times it's really just shrapnel wounding the enemy and making them unable to fight, which has the intended effect. I mean, it's much better to have a wounded enemy in most cases than to have a dead enemy, believe it or not. You've got to take him off the field. He's going to lower morale of his fellow soldiers because he's probably going to be screaming in pain. And we just killed another one right there in front. I think that was an officer. It was. Right on the road. He got a little too close for comfort. And now he's dead. And a nice little MP40 there. Maybe our men can take to use against the Germans. Oh! We just got nuked right there pretty badly. So they're definitely bombing us now with mortars. And of course, as I mentioned before, this is the Croatian front, guys. So here on the Croatian front, a lot of different things can happen. But for the most part, unfortunately, it is mostly a front that works out in favor of the Germans. In most cases. Not in all, but in most. Just got Onutriev here with a PPSH. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, yes, keep shooting. Shooting at the officer. The damn fence is in the way, but there's an officer right there, guys. I don't know if you see that. Right there to the right. Come on, get him, Onutriev. Onukhriev, yes! So beautiful shot. Beautiful shot by Onukhriev. That guy is done. Just got blasted with a PPSH, and we've got a dead German officer on our hands. I love to see it. The more of these enemy officer corps we can destroy, the better. If the Croatians don't have any sort of leadership from the Germans, they're going to crumble. Now, what I'm going to do here is a little controversial. I am going to order a full attack. It's that simple. We are going to go ahead and order a full counterattack. Otherwise, we're going to lose this area anyway. I think we've done enough crazy defense. And it's time to do a crazy counterattack. Hopefully, we get lucky here. So let's see. Shripka moving forward. Use your grenades, boys. It's like Shrupka just got taken out. Nice. Looks like Smirnov just killed... Smirnov? I like that guy. Just took out one of the enemies, but just got blown up by some actual mortar rounds. Keep it up, boys. Do it for your families. You see right now, they're literally just a few hundred feet away from each other, exchanging rounds. Karpov looks like he's in serious trouble. Needs to start firing back. I don't care how scared he is. The power of the Soviet will overwhelm all. Oh, that's some nasty artillery fire. We just had a vehicle lost. I think that's probably going to be one of the trucks. Unfortunately, key point captured is definitely going to mean the enemy took the key point. Absolutely. Which we kind of expected. Let's admit it. I mean, I thought we were doing great at the beginning of the battle. We were really kicking ass. But it looks like now the enemy is managing to push up quite a lot more than they did. And what we're going to try to do now, guys, is unfortunately we're going to flee. So let's go ahead and flee immediately from this battle. And of course, we live to fight another day. We'll go ahead and continue forward. And we'll just see what the casualty count looks like. Really nice battle, really, on both sides. I think that we probably should have waited with the mortars. We could have not shot, and we could have actually waited for the enemy to get a lot closer. That may have been more effective, believe it or not. And look at this, more enemy contact. Looks like Cherkasov is actually right next to a German. It looks like he killed him. Good job, Cherkasov, with his pistol. And he's still twitching. I think Cherkasov should be a little careful here. But we're going to continue forward here. And we can actually see an SDKFZ from a previous battle just kind of hanging out here. But we're definitely going to leave this town to the Germans and fight again. And as you can see, it is a total defeat. There's no other way to put it. But if we look at the casualty counts here, it looks like we had 44 killed on our side, 34 heavily wounded, 8 wounded. The enemy had 26 killed, 46 heavily wounded, 16 wounded. Pretty nice odds on either side. Of course, we lost the battle because we retreated, but I think that it was quite interesting. Those mortars helped, but they didn't help enough. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and comment, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching, guys.